Hello and welcome to this week's art class. Now this time we're working on something that you might feel is quite simplistic, but in doing this exercise what we're doing is actually teaching you some very important watercolour principles, as well as helping with brush control and really understanding how the watercolour reacts with the paper and how you can control it. And most of all, what it's going to teach you is how to actually leave something alone, walk away from it, let it dry, and then go back and work on another stage. Let me show you what I mean. Right, you can see here I've just made some very simple little chicks. 2 circles of yellow, one for the head, one for the body, and just a little orange triangle for a little beak there, and some little orange feet. And a little black circle for the eye. So 5 cute little chicks, but they're not fluffy. How are we going to achieve that? Right, now the best way to create this fluffy soft edge that we want to achieve is to have the paint wash into the wetness of the pre-wetted paper. So I'm just wetting the paper here, and the water has a little bit of gum arabic in it, just a little drop. If you haven't got any, you can get some in most art shops. There's a link to Jackson's down below. Just a little drop in it, and basically what that does is it keeps everything wetter for longer, and it also makes the water a little bit softer, slightly oily, and it has a slightly different feel to it. I'm just going to add on these little circles here, just like I did before. This is Hansa yellow. If you don't have Hansa, cadmium yellow will do. But you can see here I'm just doing these little circles and letting them run out. So they lose quite a lot of shape, but then we're getting that fluffiness. So practice a lot and see how it works for you. And the most important thing now is to just leave them alone and let them dry. Right, now while those are drying, we'll have a go at making some more shapes, but these ones are going to be negative shapes rather than positive. So I've wet the paper again with the water that's got the gum arabic in, and I'm mixing some Windsor blue background. It's the red shape. And just put it on very loosely. It doesn't have to be a particularly flat wash, because a little bit of texture is really quite nice. So I'm using my big square brush and just basically making a big square of colour that we can use as our background. So just a loose wash, but don't let it dry before we go to the next part of the process. So at this point what you need to do is to take some nice clean water and just drop in little circles of clear water, and it'll spread outwards and just go beautifully fluffy on its own. while the blue wash is drying, you can go back to your now beautifully dry and fluffy yellow chicks. And what we're going to do on here is just put a little triangle for a beak, just a little black circle for an eye, and I'm using a pen here just to put some little feet on. There you are, 5 fluffy little chicks. So now for the ones on the blue background, what we're going to do once again is a little orange triangle for the beaks again, a little circle for the eye, and we'll put some feet on too. These are so cute and fluffy. I think what I might do is just put a little bit of yellow on as well. So even though we've actually painted them as a form of negative painting, we can still put some additional colour on the inside. So a little bit of cadmium yellow and just a little bit of a suggestion of a wing in there. If you want to have a go at doing something a little bit more complex, I put together these 3 little chicks using both those principles. I used wet on wet and also using a certain amount of negative painting as well. So there you are, some really cute little chicks. Send them in to me and I'll put them in the gallery. Oh, make them into a card for Easter if you like, but most definitely send them in to me so I can put them in the gallery and show everybody else. Thank you for your very kind donations. Please like and subscribe, and certainly send any comments to me. I'd love to hear what you think. See you next time.